Good morning. This is going to be the all signs reading. As I explained in my twin flame video that I did earlier, I have been going through a lot of purging. I know I say this every week. I swear, listen, from Sunday, maybe, normally Monday through Thursday, I'm cool. In fact, I'm fully charged. I'm ready to go. But there's something about Friday, Saturday, and even the early part of Sunday that I seem to be going through these cycles where I'm getting lots of spiritual downloads of information and clarity, and purging a lot of things, and really aligning more to my soul. And whenever I get through one of these cycles, I feel really good, but when I'm going through it, I'm just completely drained. I literally sleep a lot on the weekends. I handle my sales and then I sleep, and I know this weekend coming up, I have a huge festival. It's like my biggest festival of the year that I'm doing. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I'm working really hard to get all my videos out. I know I did not do a past lives reading last week. They take a lot of energy. I'm talking about a lot, and I just didn't have it. I have plans to try to do one maybe later on today, depending on if my energy will allow. So, if you are on a twin flame journey, I had some amazing channeled information that I shared in the video that I uploaded just a few minutes ago, so do check that out. I'm going to try to get back into doing my 4 elements runes readings. I'm hoping to do them this week. I did enjoy doing them. I just didn't have the energy last week, and I'm hoping I do this week because, like I said, I have got that huge festival I got to prepare for, and everything I make by hand, so it's going to be a lot of work on me this week. So bear with me, and if you guys can send me some good vibes, I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first card I have is the Ace of Seas, Ecstasy. Now, the Seas are traditionally the Cups suit. And Ace, this is a new beginning in love. And so basically what I'm getting is that some of you guys are going through the same cycles I'm going through. I know that the theme has been for the signs, it seems like over the past week, has been ancestral pattern and cycle clearing. Really taking a look at anything that you've taken on from your family, any type of ancestral patterns that you've been stuck in, and these can be little things. And some of the information that came to me, I know this weekend had to do, sorry, my dog, one of them's over there scratching herself. One of them had to, some of the clarity that came through for me had to do with gender roles. And I did want to share this with you real quick because a lot of times I feel like this has been conditioned into human patterns. It's not even so much ancestral patterns as human patterns. But do definitely check how you view gender roles. I know a lot of times people are always saying that men have double standards for women. Women have double standards for men too. The double standards go both ways. You know how men are I'm going to try to break it down for you because that's the energy I'm getting with this card, with this new beginning. And the information that I'm getting is to take a look at your limiting belief system, because this is going to be important, because this love interest that's coming in or it is not who I can't talk today, who might already be there, but it's ascending to the next level. It's more of a soulful connection, so you're going to want to take a look at your belief patterns. So let me break down this double standard thing for you, okay? So what we have is, we have men who feel like they can do this, and understand these are limiting belief systems that I'm breaking down that humans have believed for probably centuries. You have the limiting belief, the double standard, that men feel like they can do whatever they want sexually, but they want their woman to be at home and be like this Virgin Mary who only gives it to him. You know, because otherwise, like if she were doing that, then she would be like a whore or whatever else. We've got that double standard, okay? Well, then we have the double standard for women. It is known that women cheat way better than men do. Women tend to be, you know, they take cheating to a whole new level. Men tend to be more primitive in their cheating. They're basically looking to get, you know, their physical needs met, you know, and maybe get their ego fed a little bit. Especially, you know, if they're older and, you know, and maybe they're with a younger woman or whatever, and, you know, it's helping their ego think midlife crisis. But a man can cheat with a woman and not have any feelings whatsoever. It can strictly be physical. Now, a woman, on the other hand, when she cheats, it usually is because she is missing something emotionally at home. The double standard for us as women is, okay, let's say, for example, you suspect that your spouse is cheating on you, or your boyfriend or whatever. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I got this person at work, this dude at work that's interested in me. I'm going to go ahead and let him, you know, see what he could do for a while. And you justify that, okay? You know, and so that is your justification. You know what? I was justified in cheating. And I wasn't getting what I needed at home. But like I said, when a woman cheats, it usually tends to be more emotional. And it tends to mean more. Now, am I saying that it's all right for, you know, a man to like cheat on a woman or whatever because it doesn't mean anything? No. But I'm saying there is a double standard. And then the double standard for women is too, a lot of times we expect men to put up with shit from us that we wouldn't put up with. And so really take a look at the different things, the different limiting beliefs that you have. And these gender roles can also involve too feeling like the man should do this or the woman should do that. You really want to kind of see past those, because once again, I said all these things are human conditioning and human patterns. And so I do feel like we're really looking at gender roles right now as a collective consciousness if you are on a path of spiritual awakening. A ritual, invocation. I believe this has to do with spiritual gifts and awakening. Once you get to the point where you realize that we are living in a simulation, and you realize who you are and who you aren't, and who you are is the soul that's cased in this host body, this physical body that you're in, that has taken on all this conditioning, all this human conditioning, all these limiting beliefs, all these beliefs that we have to give our power away to others, that we cannot, we believe that we don't believe or remember because we're in soul amnesia, that we are powerful co-creators with the universe, and we are creating our reality, and our reality is, in this physical world, are these simulated experiences. But once you start waking up to this, it's like, man, you just won't believe it when you actually realize there are two of you. There are two of you. There's your soul, and there is the part of you that you thought was real that you're learning isn't real. And as you're learning this part of you isn't real, and you're connecting more to the part of you that is real, start remembering that you have these amazing gifts. My gifts are still coming in. I've never read tarot cards before. I've only been doing this for a year. Like literally. And I started doing this because I was trying to figure out what my twin flame was doing. That's why I started doing this, because all that crazy shit I was going through. I got tired of watching other people's videos, and I was like, So I was drawn to do this, and then it evolved into this, to where I teach people now. But not only that, I've learned that I read energies. That's how I'm able to connect to souls without bodies. Souls that have passed on, that are in between bodies right now, who are, and a lot of times these souls stay behind because I know I communicate with them energetically. My soul does. with theirs. They have stayed behind because their loved ones are having such a hard time dealing with the loss. And this was their soul contract. This is what, they set out to do. But now it's even more than that. I'm reading thoughts now. I'm reading intentions. It's like I have cleared the congestion of the channel now, and I just go straight to source. And so my clarity has been so much more sharpened now. And how do you do this? How do you get your gifts to awaken? Well, for one thing, you have to continue to awaken and really have faith and believe that there's more going on than what meets the eye. Lately, because I have been so high vibrational, people who are very low vibrational just naturally repel me. I mean, I'm out the door. I can't even hide my disgust, and I'm not trying to be judgmental. It's just I can't be around it. And to me, lower energies mean being completely asleep, completely, and believing everything that you're spoon-fed, everything off the news, everything, your church is telling you, and letting other people spoon feed you instead of going directly to the source. So once you can start doing these things for yourself, you'll start seeing that you have these amazing gifts that have been laying dormant in you while you have been in your soul amnesia, which you are waking up from, because if you're watching my videos, you are interested in universal truths and how the universe really does work. Mary Magdalene initiation. I feel like this. Okay, so the invocation is that activation. Okay, that activation of energy that gets you started on the spiritual journey that you're on right now. Then you have the initiation. And the initiation is almost like a series of tasks that your soul takes you through. And we tend to judge these things, and because, we feel very victimized. But we're failing to see the big picture, the long view of all of these things are coming to serve you, to help you to awaken to the truths that are inside of you, the ancient truths. You are a vessel for ancient truths. You are a soul connected to a patchwork of souls that form the universe. And so what is happening to you now is to help you to awaken to it and remember who you are. And to help you step into your power. Knowledge is power. But be very careful where you get knowledge from. Another download of information came to me yesterday. And I'm going to try to describe it the best that I can. A lot of times people call themselves enlightened because they have a knowledge of ancient history. Okay, this is a two-part thing, and this is deep as hell, and please try to follow me. And this might make my video a little lengthy, but man, this was deep as hell when this came to me, okay? So this is kind of a two-part download. And I do feel it goes with a lot of these cards, so I'm going to try to tie it all together. A lot of times people think that they're enlightened or awakened because they are very much in tune with the history of their people. And this can be their ethnic group, their religious group, but they feel very connected to it and very enlightened because they know the history of their people. And I am certainly not taking away from that. I think that is beautiful. But that is matrix. And why do I say that's matrix? We are eternal souls. The soul does not know religion, ethnicity, race, or gender, or age at all. You are a soul first and foremost. having simulated experiences on different timelines. You have been other things, you will continue to be other things. I have been different races in past lives. I have been from different regions of the world in past lives. I have been a man. I have been several other things in a past life. So, to say that you are the history of your people on this timeline that you're on right now is very limiting. That's a very limited view. And it's very matrix. That's very 3D thinking. And once again, I'm not judging it, because a lot of times this is the beginning of spiritual awakening. Usually spiritual awakening, sometimes it starts with like conspiracy theories and questioning shit you've been told, and really going against the grain. But you've got to continue growing and digging deeper. The other thing, the other clarity that came to me this weekend, and it was so deep. I have said before that people are experiencing their very own version of reality by where they vibe at. That is the reason why when you watch the news, you are seeing everybody's simulated experience happening all at once, which is why the news is so overwhelming. Well, I had talked about a minute ago about people feeling like they are the history of their people. That is what makes their identity. That's what forms what they are. Well, a lot of times when people start digging deep into their culture, they realize that their culture was cloned by another culture. Stolen, claimed, cloned, these words are used all the time. That's not what happened. There's different timelines, and everybody is experiencing their very own version of reality. And it's kind of like I was saying with the Ascended Masters. I talk about the Ascended Masters all the time. I'm going to move on from this here in a minute. It was so deep to me when it came in. I have talked about the Ascended Masters, like Buddha and Jesus. If you look at their theme, their teachings, they teach the same messages, different ways, tailored to the people in those regions of the world. Okay, those people in those regions took it to mean that their religion, because these became religions, they were teachings by Ascended Masters, but somehow they became religions. And then everyone was like, okay, well, my religion's better than your religion. Let's go to war. Let's kill each other. And it became very egotistical. So it was the same message, just a different way. Well, the same thing with cultures. It was the same human experience, but interpreted and narrated a different way. And these experiences that human beings are having are all having happened at the same time. There are no past lives. They're happening now. Everything's happening now because there is no time. There's only energy. So try to look at it that way. But this was clarity that came to me over the weekend, and I did want to share that with you. Okay, so we have invocation. You have the activation and the awakening. You have the initiation, which is the test to see if you're prepared for whatever it is you're trying to manifest into your life. And then you have Mother Creativity, where you decide what it is you want. And this is your soul's desire. Because when we try to create from our ego, we don't have true intentions. A lot of times, we want more wealth. We want more material gain. And why? It's that see me energy. Look at me. Look at what I can do. Look at how great I am. I'll show you. You rejected me in high school. You know what? I'm going to make something of myself and make you eat your heart out. You bullied me in high school, picked on me, or you dumped me, you ran off with somebody else. I'm going to show you. So when you try to create from your ego, you're not going to be satisfied, and it's not going to come in the way you want it to. So you want to connect to your soul's purpose and your soul's desire. And this is won't be fear-based. This will be what you really, truly want. And it can come to you in the most perfect way. We have the Emperor. And once again, I feel like this Emperor, and this could be Empress, goes along with this power. Taking back your power. Eliminating those self-limiting beliefs that you have about the world around you, about gender roles, about race, about division. These things are division in humanity, when really we're all connected. There is never any separation. We're all souls that make up this patchwork quilt that form the universe. And so part of your power is recognizing this, is the knowledge of it. Maiden Revolution. The energy that I'm getting with this card is do not be scared to speak your truth. When you do not speak your truth, you cannot align to what is real, because it's like your energy saying one thing and your words are saying something else. Energy is all that matters, because the universe reads your energy. See, I read energy. When I am a medium, and when I connect, I don't hear words or see things. I connect energetically. The universe is the same way. The universe is going to read your energy. And so do make sure that you are sending out the right energetic signals. And the other message I'm getting with this is, don't be scared to go against the grain. Get dirty. Get messy. Everything doesn't have to be neat and in order. A lot of times human beings think that they need to categorize everything. This is good. This is bad. This is going well. This is not going well. I'm going to put this in the box of things that are... like you have like a victim box. All the times you feel like people have victimized you. You might have a box of, grievances you have towards people. So do these, once again, these are self-limiting beliefs. And stop judging things, because something might show up and you might be like, damn, this is awful. But it might be just what you need to get where you want to be at. My vibes speak louder than my words. This is exactly what I was saying. You can set an intention, but if you don't believe it, or if that's not what you really want, make sure you know what you really want. I know, I'll get mad at my divine partner, and I'll tell myself, I can't stand him. I don't want to ever talk to him again. And, I'll really be mad for a few days. I'll really feel that way. And so that's the signal I'm sending out. And so then when I don't hear from him for a couple of days, I'm mad. But you know what? That's the signal I sent out. And that's what I'm talking about, the blame game. You've got to stop blaming others for your own energy. Whatever you align to, own it. That's your shit. It's about having good boundaries. Knowing what is your shit and what is other shit. And, don't let people blame you for their shit, but don't blame other people either. Be very aware of the energetic signal that you send out. A lot of people will say that they don't listen to words, they watch for body language or actions. Because actions speak louder than words. That's energy. That is your vibe. And that is what I'm talking about. But do own it and stop blaming others. A lot of times it's very hard to look at and face our shadow side. It's much easier to blame someone else. We see someone doing something we don't like and we blame them. And the reason why we blame them is because they are reflecting back to us something that we have denied in ourselves, something that we too need to face. So it's much easier to project that onto others. And we have anxiety to clarify that boundaries. You have to get into a place where you tell yourself, you know what, it's done. I don't need to worry about this. You know, when your back is against the wall, and you finally learn that you have no control. Control's an illusion. You can't do anything but have more faith. Because yes, our vibes do create our reality. But the universe is still in charge. And the universe reads our vibes. And so by the law of attraction, like I said, whatever vibe you send out is what is going to reflect back to you. So you have to get into the place where when things show up, you either you like this or you don't like it. And how do we know what we like or don't like? We know by contrast, by experiencing those. Abraham Hicks, in her videos, she talks about a vibrational escrow. If it's something that you like, you naturally put that into your vibrational escrow. And so I've kind of gotten off the subject a little bit, but in order to be able to have more faith, you have to understand that everything is being guided and that the universe has your back, and that everything always works out the way it's supposed to. Has it ever not? And if it doesn't, it's because that wasn't for you. That's why you have to connect to your soul, so that you know what your true soul desire is, so that you are not coming from a place of ego. We have illumination. So we have invocation, initiation, creativity, revolution, and we have illumination. And this is all about meditation and connecting to spirit. The message that's been coming up lately for me is to tell people that if you are having trouble connecting to spirit, if you are having trouble meditating, cut the caffeine, switch to herbal teas. And I know that there's people on medications, and this is my medical disclaimer. If you have to take a medication, do take your medication. But there are a lot of people out here misdiagnosed with mental illnesses who are just going through a spiritual awakening. And their families have been like, oh, something's wrong with them. We're going to put them on medication. And this medication dims people's lights and their ability to connect to spirit. And once again, my medical disclaimer is, if you need medication, take it, because I'm not trying to have anybody not take medicine and come back and something happens and they blame me for it. But I'm not a medicine person. I believe that the mental illness label is misused, because most of those people are just more connected to spirit. So take a look at whatever might be blocking you chemically from connecting to spirit and dimming that light. Transcend systems to find spirit. I feel like that's what I was saying, I don't really believe in, because I know I'm a powerful being and I'm creating my experiences as I go. So I would be in victim mentality if I said I feel like there's forces out there trying to keep me from spreading messages or being in my light, or from transcending or ascending or whatever else. But I can see how people would think that, like with the medications, for instance. That people have me medicated so that my light doesn't show. This is victim mentality, first of all. But second of all, you have human beings who are at a very low level of consciousness. That's what I was talking about, that very low vibrations, very low energy. It's very repelling to me. But the people who seem like they are the most in lower vibrations and lower energies are mental health workers. Because they don't believe in anything fifth dimensional at all. I mean, if you go to them and tell them, and like any of the things I talk about in this video, they would automatically be like, yes, she's mentally ill, she needs medication. So see what I'm saying? That's very matrix. Especially when you're dealing with lower energies. Hear music through sight and begin with the dot. And so basically what I'm getting with this hear music through sight is that you really, and it's more like that third eye also. You know, we have like an additional sense, and that is our third eye. You know, if you read energies like I do, that's an additional sense. You know, it has to do with that too, with, I said, with waking up your spiritual gifts and realizing that you have more senses than just hearing and sight, and knowing that there's more going on behind the scenes than what meets the eye. Begin with the dot. I had another, I wish I knew where it was. I had another card I pulled the other day, and it was like all these dots, and it said that your soul has the same pattern as the universe. And it's that patchwork quilt I was talking about, where all souls form the universe. All right, we have the mouse, and it says the mouse denotes theft, but I really don't read these little negative connotations. And then we have the dog. I believe these have to do with illusions. You have the mouse, which denotes theft or loss, and then you have the dog, which denotes like companionship. So a lot of times we fall into this fear of loss where we're scared to lose people. And that's really where codependency is formed. And codependency can be horrible. I mean, it can be worse than addiction itself. Because you got to figure, the person who has the addiction to the substance, they feel good. They feel really good. And you know, a lot of times people are enabling and supporting their habit and fretting about them and worrying about them, and they're getting all this attention. Attention can be a high in itself. You know, I had some clarity come to me over this weekend as well, as far as attention. A lot of times you see these kids acting up in public, and I used to hear that all the time. Oh, they're just trying to get attention. And it didn't really resonate with me till this weekend. Because I used to be a complete brat. I used to throw temper tantrums, but I really legitimately was trying to get attention because I was attention starved, love starved, attention starved, all these things. So that's true. So, you know, here you have the addict who's getting all this attention and people fretting about him and enabling him. And a person who's codependent, who's doing all this enabling, I mean, their addiction's almost worse because they are completely dependent upon that person to give them back what, you know, they're giving all of themselves to this addict to try to save them. You know, they're in a savior mode, you know, of codependency. Now you've got to give back to me. You've got to make me feel good. You've got to make me feel happy, make me feel appreciated and wanted, like I'm the hero. And when you don't get that, it's horrible because you feel used, you feel taken advantage of, you feel victimized. So codependency is a horrible, horrible energy. On the other hand, we have this dog, which is companionship, which is really what most of us want. If not, we need to get to this point, like have a companion, you know, that, you know, you're already filling your own cup, you filled your own void, you're feeling good by yourself, and this person can come in and you can travel. This is what I want, you know, come in and travel with me. We can hang out together, do things we like to do, and it just not be so serious. That is the energy I'm getting from this card. And so you have to know the difference between the two and really connect your soul and know what you really truly want. Do you really want this? Because this is that ego energy. You know, a lot of times we get in these damn situations where we're like codependent with a person, and even when we're like, God, I just want to go, but we're like, God, what if I leave and somebody else ends up with them? And they're doing things I used to do. I wouldn't like it. So then you stay longer and you suffer longer. That is ego. Soul, ego. See the difference? All right, let me read this card. You have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where poof, you're happy or perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experiences, whatever form that takes. I should have worn my glasses. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. I swear I haven't read this yet. That was crazy. You are special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world, individual yet part of a great whole. Wow. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you're on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul. Check in with spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you. We love you. Wow. I love when that happens. That is so magical. Well, I really did enjoy this reading. And later on, I'm going to try to do the past lives reading. I do like it. I love doing them. I just have to have a lot of energy. These all signs readings take a lot of energy for me too. I would say the twin flames, the all signs, and the past lives readings just really just take it out of me. But anyway, if you would like to have a personal reading, I can let you know what is blocking you in different areas of your life. Those are $30 right now through PayPal or Cash App. I also do past life readings and twin flame readings. So do reach out to me. Thank you for watching.